The reality of the situation is there are many times that we do get contacted by people who are injured by a defective product, but unfortunately, or fortunately for them, the injury was not significant enough for it to warrant a product liability lawsuit. There are many times where we have to let individuals know that, yes, you were hurt. Yes, we believe the product was defective. However, it would be cost prohibitive for us to bring a case for you because thankfully you've had a really good recovery. Thankfully, you don't have any long-standing issues to be resolved after. So there's no additional treatment to be had. And we just have that real conversation with them to say, you know what, we do believe you were injured by a product. We do believe the product was defective, but unfortunately it's going to cost us more than what we would ever get out of that manufacturer. It would just be cost prohibitive for you to bring that lawsuit. So to hire a product liability attorney, especially us, it costs you nothing. Okay, so we do everything based on a contingency fee. So the contingency fee means that we take a percentage of any award, either judgment or settlement, we're able to obtain for you. Now, if you don't obtain a judgment or a settlement, you don't owe us a dime. So we are very involved. We are very invested in having good outcomes for our clients because obviously we don't get paid unless you get paid. So in order for us to have a successful practice, we have to make sure that we successfully represent our clients and there is no upfront cost. In addition to attorney's fees that are collected, there are going to be various expenses that we advance out of pocket. So when you do sign up and we bring a product liability case on your behalf, we will not only not take any money from you up front, we don't expect you to pay any expenses as we are progressing through the case. We advance all those expenses. So examples of what expenses could look like, we have to go and get your medical records and bills. There are copying charges for that. In a product liability case, it is not uncommon for us to have more than one expert. Now, those experts, they do work on a hourly fee. Some of them do refundable retainers, some of them do non-refundable retainers. And unfortunately, the better the expert, the more expensive they are. But what we do is we will go ahead and advance that money. We will pay all of those expenses. And then at the end of the case, either at judgment or settlement, we will show you what's called an itemized amount of expenses that will come out of your settlement with a itemized showing every single dollar that was spent and where it went. And you will have this information, at least when we do our resolutions of cases, you will have an idea of what your net number is, taking into consideration the repayment of those expenses and the attorney's fees before you ever say, yes, that is a good settlement amount. I would take that.